Now at 4, a motorcycle officer collides with a car near Bangerter Highway. What witnesses say about that crash?
A man is now facing charges after a Maverick clerk was stabbed to death. How others may soon face charges. Hey, it's warm and windy right now across the state, but a chance for some storms on your 4th of July. All that forecast coming up in a few minutes.
Live from Fox 13 Studios, this is Fox 13's Live at 4.
A motorcycle officer with the West Jordan Police Department has been released from the hospital after a crash at 90th South and Bangerter Highway.
It happened late this morning. Fox 13's Adam Herbets is live at the scene after speaking to police as well as witnesses. Adam.
Yeah, Max, Kelly, the witnesses we spoke to said that officer was lane filtering. He might have misjudged the amount of space he had to go through when he crashed into a woman's car and flew off of his bike into the middle of the road. Let's show you some of that video from earlier today. The witnesses we spoke to said there is nothing that driver could have done to avoid the officer before he flew off of that bike. So that's when she got out of the car to help him until an ambulance could arrive. At that point, she says he was awake but was not very coherent. Officers described him as rattled. Our witness said it seemed like maybe he was still in shock. He was bleeding from his mouth, but thankfully he was wearing a helmet.
Told him to stay awake, asked him what day it was, if he was hurting anywhere. He asked me to call his wife, and I told him we'll definitely get an officer to do that.
And it sounds like that he's going to be okay, we hope.
The West Jordan Police Department said usually motorcycle officers travel together, and in this case the other officer was ahead of him, did not realize his partner was hurt until another driver got his attention. At this point, the West Jordan Police Department is not saying who is at fault, if anyone. This is all still under investigation, and the South Jordan Police Department will investigate to avoid a conflict of interest. We are live in West Jordan. Adam Herbets, Max, Kelly, we'll throw it back to you.
Thanks, Adam. Take a look at this man. He now faces murder charges this afternoon. Police say he stabbed a Maverick clerk to death while on shift earlier this morning. Another man is in serious condition this afternoon.
As Fox 13's Haley Higgins explains, more arrests could be on the way.
Yeah, well, it's been more than 12 hours since this homicide. You can see Maverick is still closed. There are a lot of people here still working to clean up what happened earlier today. Now, right now, police have booked 21-year-old Tuka Gone into jail, and they're looking to talk to 2 more people and a juvenile who also may face charges over what happened here. The victim has been identified as 21-year-old Joseph Allen, whose family says went by Joey. Police say a group of people, including Gone, were hanging outside of the Maverick this morning around 3:30. When Allen and a friend went to tell them to leave, police say the 2 groups then got into a fight. Gone pulled out a knife and stabbed Allen to death and seriously hurt his friend.
There's the possibility that other charges may come as a result of the interaction, the fight that took place, but we're very confident that we have the one person that actually had the knife and carried out the stabbing.
Family says Allen had just taken the job here a couple of months ago and really enjoyed working the night shift alone. He also had quite a few people who would come in and visit him while he was working overnight. I'm told that he was a father of 5 and was engaged to be married. Now, coming up tonight at 5 o'clock, hear from people who knew him best. Reporting live in Salt Lake City, Haley Higgins, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Haley, thank you. Investigators are looking into whether a driver will face charges in connection with the death of a man in West Valley City. Police say a man in his 50s was crossing the street near 34th South and Redwood Road just after 11 o'clock last night. They say a car going south on Redwood Road hit him. Police say the victim did not use a crosswalk.
Really, the best way to describe this is a very unfortunate accident. It doesn't appear that there was anything done wrong on the part of the driver. It doesn't appear that it was his fault. It was just a gentleman who decided to cross the street in an area where there was no crosswalk and was struck by the vehicle who did not see him.
Police say the driver called police to report the accident. They say there are no signs of impairment.
A woman is recovering at the hospital. A man is dead after a crash in Layton. Police say a man driving a motorcycle was heading north on Main Street when he hit a car trying to turn left onto Antelope Drive right around 9 o'clock last night. Officers say the motorcyclist was thrown off and died at the scene. A woman in the passenger seat of the car was taken to the hospital in serious condition. Police think the motorcyclist was speeding.
A motorcycle can be extremely dangerous. We highly encourage people to just obey all the speed limits, wear a helmet, and try to obey all traffic laws.
The two other people inside the car were not hurt.
People waiting for their day in immigration court in West Valley City may actually be doing their waiting in Evanston, Wyoming, after plans of building a new detention center are revealed. Our partners at the Salt Lake Tribune say a proposed 500-bed jail in Wyoming would be 83 miles from the immigration court. Other suggestions from the last time that ICE, Immigration Customs Enforcement, asked for proposals were even further away. Now, some private prison companies suggesting Colorado or Nevada locations. That's up to 600 miles away.
Management and Training Corporation, MTC, it's based here in Utah, is one of the companies that's interested in bidding, and they propose putting their facility in Evanston, Wyoming, mainly because people in Evanston are excited about having it there. It would still be a very long commute, but the company and others have faced opposition in Utah.
Utah-based Management and Training Corporation, MTC, was the group that suggested Evanston 2 years ago. One reason they're looking at out-of-state, as he said, is because, as you see, what we're showing right here is a protest at the MTC headquarters here in Utah.
A tax reform task force wants your opinion on the possibility of expanding the sales tax on food. You may remember earlier this year, the legislature tried pushing through a bill that included a sales tax on services. That imploded. Now they're holding town halls all across the state to talk about different taxing ideas. One is expanding the grocery tax. House Democrats say that's a problem.
Eating food is not an option. Buying a yacht is an option. Buying a more expensive car is an option. Eating food is not optional. We have to eat. They have to eat. And by applying sales tax back on food, it's a regressive tax.
House Republicans say all ideas are now just being discussed. There are town hall meetings planned to get your input through July. The next one is Monday in Layton.
Tensions between the United States and Iran are increasing after Iran's president announced his country's intention to violate a key provision of the 2015 nuclear agreement that the U.S. pulled out of last year. Iran is planning to begin unrestricted uranium enrichment to levels beyond those set in that agreement. Now, some Republican senators are calling for more pressure, writing the president requesting more sanctions on Iran. That is something Iranians who call Utah home say will only make things worse for their friends and family.
Every day I wake up and the first thing I check is the news to make sure that nothing terrible has happened, because you know, you're always constantly, as an Iranian here, worrying about the situation, these escalating tensions, and you're just hoping that they don't get to a point where a war has to break out, because it would be devastating for all of our families, all of our friends.
Members of the Iranian American Society of Utah say people living in Iran are struggling to afford basics like food and medicine.
A new resource for those who serve in the armed forces is launching right here in Utah. A team of veterans have launched a new free app, all to help those find military discounts. It's just going live in Salt Lake City and Ogden. It's called Deal Patrol. I like it. Good name. There are discounts for food, shopping, entertainment, and more. The creators of Deal Patrol say it is long overdue.
When I was a cadet at the Air Force Academy, I had a stipend of $100 per month my freshman year, and room and board was provided, but $100 a month doesn't go far, so I quickly learned to ask for military discounts, and I thought at the time, why has nobody created a list of all the military discounts in the community?
Well, he's got a good story
there
to
you
back
go.
up his idea now. Yeah. Deal Patrol doesn't just help members of the military either. It also gives business owners an opportunity to submit deals directly through the app. That will be some good advertising for them. If you'd like more information, we've got it. Go to our website, fox13now.com. That is right up your alley, Kelly. I have a coupon queen.
Oh, you're the coupon
Yes. He's got
queen.
the whole
Okay, I was
binder. I
like,
got the binder
do you have a
coupons.
military record I'm unaware of? I mean, yeah, I fear you for other reasons,
Yeah.
but now that I know, yeah.
She finds all the deals. And
awesome.
Here's the deal for weather as we head into our 4th of July. Today, it's hot and breezy here across the state, but you'll maybe notice our wind right now is out of the northwest at 15 miles per hour. So the wind has shifted here across northern Utah. It's still hot, though, about 90 degrees, but we saw very gusty conditions across the southern portion of the state. That's because there's a cold front draped here across northern Utah. Temperatures right now here across the state mostly about 85 to 95 degrees. Down in St. George, close to 100 degrees still. So we're going to keep it fairly hot here over the next couple of hours. I've got firework concerns, so we're going to see any chances for those fires to spread very quickly just because of how gusty it is. I do have red flag warnings towards the Moab area, so low relative humidity, the gusty conditions, and the warm temperatures. So 4th of July forecast here for northern Utah. I do have some isolated showers and thunderstorms moving through tomorrow afternoon and evening, potentially impacting your 4th of July plans. I'll have your 7-day forecast coming up in just a little bit.
Images of frightening conditions at border facilities are causing outrage. What Congress is saying they're going to do to get the truth.
And while the 4th of July tomorrow is celebrating our independence, mostly with fireworks, things can go wrong if they are not handled correctly. Find out what you can do to stay safe this year. That's coming up today on Live at 4:30.